Hello guys, Average Trader here, and this is week 9 of our trade logging series. This week we made just around 3.5 times our risk, yeah, it was a pretty smooth week. Markets were definitely better than this week than the previous weeks, right? And 3.5 R is nothing to laugh at, right? You know, each year has 50 some odd weeks. 3R every week is over 150 R a year, right? And at $1,000 per R, you're making a really good living, at least where I'm from, right? So yeah, week 9, 3.5 R, or just under 3.5 R. Let's get right into the first trade of the week. First trade of the week was CVNA, all right, and we got stopped out of this thing. It was 41.07 by 40.37, all right, and you can just see, the disappointment. You just imagine the disappointment we had, right? It was a nice gap up and everything. It looked like it was going to go higher, looked like it was going to break out over 41. So we got 7-cent slippage off of our 41 entry, right? And immediately computers came in and stopped us out. Not really a lot we could have done with that. We were trying to also go for a 2-minute 3-bar play, even though the second bar is a bit high, but it's all within our means. And honestly, we could have never expected this stock CVNA to tank so much right after we got in it. So yeah, stopped out first trade of the week. Next trade we took this week was LTHM 32 by 32.50. All right, and we got stopped out of this thing as well. All right, you can see right down over here we had a bit of a breakout forming, right above 32. I gave it I put our entry at 32 just to be safe, but apparently it wasn't enough, right? Some of you could have argued, right, we should have gave it a bit more room, right? Because we always say after a big move, right, we expect 50% retracement, which is around the 32.50 area. A lot of you guys could argue, right, to give our stop to 33, right? 32 by 33, $1 stop instead of 50-cent stop. But looking at the daily of the stock, it only goes a good $1.50 or $2, right? So our risk to reward, if we had used $1 stop, would be a problem there, right? It would have hit its average trading range before we at least I hit my 2R target. All right, so next trade, or this trade, we got stopped for 0.6 of an R, right? Because we anticipated it, right? And that is that. Next trade we took was Apple AAPL 159.50 by 160.50. And not much we could have done on this either, right? We were trying to go short and it just turned long, right? Look at this amazing little breakout over here. Triggered us in on this bottoming tail right here, and then immediately stopped us out, right? Or not stopped us out, but immediately re-triggered. And the reason why we managed to get out break even, right, on this stock is because after it chopped around over here, for so long, right, I decided, right, since this stock is not going and we were booking it on a momentum trade, right, the possibility of this working gets lower and lower, right? So that's where experience comes in, right? That's why it's one thing to take the course and understand all the information in the course, and it's another thing to actually apply it, right? So yeah, we made a judgment call here and we got out break even at 159.50. Next trade we took was ZS 185 by 186, and we also got out of this thing at break even. A lot of break even so far. All right, guys, we haven't made a single R, right? Last 4 trades, 2 of them were stop outs, and these 2 are break even trades, right? So it just goes to show you, right, for any given week, right, one day could make or break your week, right? Just keep that in mind. Yeah, but ZS did go 1R, all right, because we got out at break even. And it's a shame it did, because it was looking very, very good. But yeah, it is what it is. All right. finally a trade. This is NVDA 137 by 138. Okay, and we got 2R out of this thing, and you might be asking why am I only showing the 2-minute graph, right? Well, that is because this is one of those trades that you see we got in at 137, right? Stop is at 138, so 1R would be 136, 2R is 135, and you can see that it didn't hit 135 till around 10, right? And we usually end the stream at around 9, okay, because 9 or 9:30, right? We very rarely go to 10 a.m. and you know, a lot of it has to do with momentum, with volume, all that type of stuff. So this is one of the trades where we set the bracket order and we forget about it, right? Either it stops us out or it hits target. And you know, later on, right after the stream ended, it did hit target, right? So you know, this one was definitely a slow grinder, right? But eventually NVIDIA did hit to our target. The next trade we took was MRNA 136.50 by 136, and we got 2R out of this as well. This was a very risky play. I don't even know if I would have taken this again if I had the choice, right? Because as you can see, even if we were to take this red bar as compression and take, you know, the stop should, all right, have been like 135.50. Okay, so you know, we were lucky that it did work out for us, but I regret this trade. Honestly, I do really regret this trade. And even though we made 2R, once again, I do regret this trade because, right, it's the principle that matters in trading, right? It's the principle. But regardless, we made 2R out of this trade, and it was a very sloppy pattern, very high risk. And yeah. Honestly, if we had used the dollar stop instead of the 50-cent stop, we also would have hit 2R eventually, right? I think I remember this trade. I think it eventually did hit 2R anyways, right, with a dollar stop. So that just goes to show, right, the principles that we teach in our course are not just, you know, BS and all that stuff, right? It's so that you can maximize your profits and minimize your risk, all right? Next trade we took was KO, Coca-Cola, 60 by 60.50, and this went break even. All right, we honestly could have taken this with a tighter stop. All right, 60 by 60.50 over here. We took it on this breakout, and I really didn't want to give this like a 30-cent stop, right? But you know, we did get out break even. It did not hit 1R. All right, it did not hit 1R. But again, made that judgment call. All right, off of previous experience. Okay, and we got out break even. As you can see, dipped below. And then stopped us at break even. Next trade we took was Netflix 231 by 229. All right, and we got a good 2R out of this. Very smooth trade. All right, very nice gap up on the daily. That and yeah, nothing really much more I can say about this. We took this because it was a level 3 gap. Okay, and you know, very easy, painless 2R because of that. And the next trade we took was also Netflix 228.36 by 230.36, and we got stopped out of this thing, unfortunately. As you can see, and we should have known this, right? We teach this in our course. Sometimes even I forget, right? Sometimes even I make mistakes, right? But we should have known these, you know, bottoming tails, very bullish sign, all right? And we decided to short this. To my defense, though, you know, markets were surprisingly weak during this day. But unfortunately, yeah, Netflix decided to stop us out here. As you can see, this one bottoming tail broke the previous support. Okay, and so we got triggered in and immediately stopped us out for a 1R loss. And that is all the trades we took this week. All right, if you're interested in seeing these trades live, be sure to join our website, right? And join the chat room, guys. You know, our chat room is the only chat room, right, where you don't pay for the chat room unless we make profit, right? If a month is non-profitable, we actually do give full refunds to everybody, right? And we're the only chat room that does this, right? We're so confident, right, that you guys will either, you know, learn new things or see profits that we offer this, right? So go ahead and check out our website. Link is in the description. If you have any other questions or comments, you can either put them in the comment section or join our Discord, right? I'm very active on our Discord, and you can catch me there. All right, I will catch you guys next week for the continuation of our trade logging series. Have a nice weekend, guys. Bye-bye.